It's a workshop day, and we've got the S COPART Defender 90 in here. This is a 2001 TD5 Defender 90. I've just brought it into the workshop. As you can see, it's a bit soggy, peeing down outside, but what do you expect for Wales? I need to make a shopping list. I need to make a shopping list to tell me what parts to buy so that when we strip this car, we can put it back together again. And I also need to solve a problem. And the problem is, I can't open the driver's door, which is a real pain in the butt because you have to climb in from the passenger side every time. But I have a feeling that if I take the wings off this, it will take the stress off of the bulkhead and we'll be able to open that door without having to get the saws out. So let's have a go, shall we? We're going to start with the easy bits. We'll take the bonnet off and take the bumper off, and then we'll start taking the wings off and see how it all goes, shall we? Let's get on with it. I don't think we'll be using that again. This wing's going to be scrapped, but I do want to salvage a few bits out of it if I can. This wing, on the other hand, I want to keep. So I must remember not to put tools down on top of it and scratch it. There we go. That might help. Oh, I should say, I've never done this job before, so if I look like I'm fishing around in the wrong place, it's probably because I am. Don't worry about it. We'll find our way through, and everything will be fine. If you're watching it and you think, oh, you could have done that better, tell me. I really don't mind. one wheel arch liner. We won't be keeping this one because it's broken. Actually, you see that? That is just a plastic weld job. I'll have a look. We might pick up a new set, or we might just bin these and get some new ones. We'll see. That will live to fight another day. I have a solution. The problem we've got here is because this has all been pushed in, I can't get to the nuts on the back of these fixings. Excuse me for a minute while I get people. This has been done before. Hello! Well, that's got a small dent in it, and we'll be able to very carefully tap that out of there and salvage that panel. Okay. Still got something connected. Okay, I know it's not pretty, but it's off. Right, so let's have a look at the damage on here. That's the most obvious piece of damage. Right, the rest of it might not be obvious at all. I have a suspicion that if I was to cut the front off, the car would straighten itself out. And I mean, this end of the chassis doesn't look too bad, really, does it? I've got a bit of an oil leak from the turbo, which we might end up putting a recon turbo on this, and block's looking fine. There's a little bit of oil down the side. We'll clean all that off obviously, and we'll check it all before it goes back together again. Got a bit of a vermin problem. You see that? The vermin have been in here chewing at the wires. I noticed some up here as well. There we go. You see that? So we will be doing some repairs to the wiring loom while we've got this apart. The intercooler is very oily, and there's only one way oil can get on the intercooler. Anyone who knows about these things will know, and that is that it comes out the turbo, so there's confirmation that the turbo is probably stuffed. You can see the oil there. So this is the exhaust side, that's the inlet side. It blows down that pipe along there into the back of the intercooler, and if the intercooler's got a leak, it becomes the easiest place for the air to escape, and you end up with that kind of mess, which is the oil that's supposed to be lubricating the turbo isn't lubricating it at all. It's just pissing through the seals, the oil seals, and making a mess. So we'll definitely be putting a new intercooler on this, cleaning out all the hoses, and a new turbo. I think you just have to consider those to be service items on a car of this age. I may well also put a new crankcase breather on it, and just to cheer it up, we'll paint the rocker cover to match the rest of the car, shall we? That'd be nice. Right, one wing off. Nothing to see here. And one wing on. Let's take this one off because I want to see if taking this wing off makes it possible to open this door. Ooh, it's already moved. It might not be obvious to you, I've looked at this a few times, but that overlap there and the rig all the way down there, you see, I don't suppose the bottom of the bulkhead has moved, but the pressure of this impact that was here, which pushed on there, which pushed across there, and pushed on there, has pushed this whole wing back, closed up this shut line completely, and pushed the bulkhead back, which means this has gone back, which means that's gone back. Now I could, of course, just undo these and those down there, and that would take the tension out of it, and it will go bing, and that will come loose. But that wouldn't tell me if the bulkhead had a permanent bend in it or just a springy little bend. So the way to find out is take this wing off. Let's do that. Right, that liner is okay. So I'm going to throw that one away. Right. So we've got to undo, can you see this over there? One bolt there, two screws, and then those in there and one up there. And you use a big key. theory, we should be able to still drive. And there we go. What do you think of it so far? Let's go and have a look. Something I noticed quite soon after this, starting on this, was that needs yard delete. We'll have to make sure it's been done properly, of course. But what we are looking for is to try and understand why this bulkhead is leaning backwards. And having taken that wing off, this improves a little bit, but I doubt that's enough to make it possible to open it, is it? Got some movement now. Okay, that's promising. Okay, situation update. I've solved one problem. We did take enough tension out of the bulkhead to allow the door to move up into the right position. It now sits in the right position, which is good news. Unfortunately, the door lock seems to have broken itself and isn't opening from the inside or the outside. Excuse me a minute. Second situation update. The door is now free to move. The fixed part on the B post and the door and the latch is hooked around the fixed part of the B post. Unfortunately, the forces that were on that were enough to have bent the plate which that's mounted on back quite a lot, probably about 10 mil. So now it's at a bit of a jaunty angle to the door, and the latch, instead of hooking it and unhooking it, it's now like this, and it's hooked it and it can't unhook itself. So what I've got to do is grab that edge and straighten it out. Now there's two ways of doing this. My first attempt is going to be with the simple tool. Couple of adjustable spanners around the edge of the plate and see if I can tweak it. If that doesn't work, we'll get the porta power right. Well, I managed to straighten it out. I still can't open it. So now what I'm going to do is go back inside with a lever and a screwdriver, pull on the door handle while levering around the lock. It's a shame I can't show you this. I need a camera person. status update, is this number 4? I have a feeling that the lock mechanism in the door has in some way failed, because no amount of pressing buttons and pulling internal levers is releasing that mechanism. And of course the door card's on, and to get to the mechanism I need to remove the door card, which you can't do with the door shut, not without destroying it. So something's going to have to give. Something's going to have to give up. And I think what I'm going to do now, what I'm going to try and do now, because it's the smallest, cheapest part, is the nut plate on the back of the B-post that holds the door latch in. If I cut through the 2 nuts on that, I should be able to undo it. Let's go and do it. I'll tell you in a minute. Oh, if I set fire to the car, the fire extinguisher is by the door. I got it. So I think this is going to work, but I'm going to have to take the driver's seat out so that I can get enough room to get the angle grinder in there at the right angle to cut through the bolt. Sometimes I hate this job. Oh yeah, it's open. I know that wasn't much fun for you. It wasn't much fun for me either. But there you go. Yeah, butchered. So I cut through that plate, that nut plate, to let that get some slack. I'll have to get a new one of those so that I can cut through both the bolts which were holding it to that plate there, which I will need to straighten out and reinforce, leaving that bit still attached to the door. So what I can do now is take the door card off and work out why the door mechanism isn't working. Nothing. At least it's open. Well, there you go. That was a pig of a job, wasn't it? Let's see what we've managed to get done. We've got both wings and the grille off the car. We've sorted out the bent B post. It's not bent, or the I should say The bulkhead is not bent. The B-post is bent, but the bulkhead isn't. We may need to give it a little bit of a push at this point in that direction. I may get the porta power on it. We might just wait until we've got the body on the new chassis before we decide that, but we'll make a mental note of the fact that that is wrong. Now, it's been suggested that this car was originally Postman Pat Red, and that this colour is not original. There's no paint code on there, or trim code. So that doesn't help us. But what does help us, I think, is the fact that this paint here seems to match that paint there. And in fact, even down there and under there. And so although this car has had some resprays and some new work done to it at times, I think this was the original colour. Isn't that clever? We love that. We'll find out more as we take it apart more. But I have a feeling that's the original colour. Next job, we've got to finish our shopping list. Add some door lock components to that list. I've already got the chassis for it. I've got a new left-hand front wing. We're not going to need a lot more than that. I'm going to put a complete new set of suspension bushes on this when I transfer it across. I'm also going to do brake pipes and fuel pipes and all of those kinds of things. We're going to tidy up and fix all the wiring where it's been chewed by the rodents. If you think you've seen this video before, you're right, and I'm sorry. I messed up slightly, so I've recut it, and you're now watching the edited version. The reason I did that was because the whole point of the video was to give you the shopping list. Ignore that. The whole point of the video was to give you the shopping list. What's needed to rebuild this car. Not that one, the red one that's outside. And here's the list. Let's show you. Right, we got a front and rear bumper, a pair of side lights, an intercooler, a turbo rebuild, door locking components, full set of suspension bushes, brake pipes, radiator shroud plastics. We didn't talk about that, but when, well, maybe we did. But anyway, radiator shroud plastics need replacing because the chassis legs moved over, which moved the radiator over, which means it clashed with the fan and it got broken. Shocks and springs all round, a near side front wing, and a chassis, of course. Pair of seats and a centre console and a radio. Now, that lot there, that little lot there, should be around £3,000. And so the next video you see me working on the red Land Rover Defender 90 will be when we've got all those parts here. We're going to bring it into the workshop. This one won't be here anymore. This will be finished by then. And we'll completely strip it, lift the body off, we'll put the new chassis next to the old one, we'll move all the components across, digging into our pile of new bits as we do so, probably making additional shopping lists for all the bits that we forgot we were going to need. Build up the rolling chassis, chop the old chassis in half and get rid of it, and then put the body back on, reconnect everything, put the new front end on it, send it out for paint, finish all the details, put all the lights back in and everything, and then it'll be ready, just like that. So yeah, stay tuned for the next exciting episode of what happens with the red Land Rover Defender 90. Love you all, thanks for watching, catch you on the next one.